I've been watching wrestling for 35 years, so I've seen a lot of first-time evers. In fact, I've seen a lot of first-time evers repeated because a lot of times wrestling promotions, they like to reuse, recycle, rehash, and that's okay. You know what? After 5 years, you're allowed to do that. But for real, 2024 was a year of first. And today we're going to go over 10 first time ever things that happened in 2024. I'm not talking like, oh, the first time ever The Rock was the final boss. No, The Rock has turned heel before, so we're not going to count that. Let's just start off with the most recent thing. Number 10, KO attacking Cody off screen. WWE allowing social media to just do the work for them. After Bad Blood, KO turned heel when nobody was watching except for fans in the parking lot with their phone. We live in an age where Triple H can literally change the course of WWE storylines and just hope that people will have cell phones. And well, his hopes were well founded because everybody filmed KO attacking Cody in the parking lot and it was a huge deal. I can't believe that we're at a point where the show can go off the air and main huge plot points can happen where we just are going to rely on just social media to do the work for us. And it wasn't a one-time thing because after we had that happen at Backlash where Kevin Owens attacked Cody Rhodes, it happened at Saturday Night's Main Event too. Now granted, this was a TV taping, so there were cameras and there's actual good footage out there, but for the first like 24 to 48 hours, it was all fan footage of KO just attacking Cody, pile driving Cody, and even getting into a shoving match with Triple H, which has only been seen through fan footage, and that's a first. That is definitely a first. Now, things have been caught on camera before, like the curtain call, but that wasn't part of WWE creative. They might have used things caught on camera to become part of storylines, but this is actual storylines being played out and just relying on social media and fans, and that's cool. Number 9, the women midcard titles. They have a roster so deep of women that we can actually have midcard titles. Not even just one that jumps between brands, but 2. The Intercontinental title, that'll be determined in 2025. But the women's U.S. title, well, that went to Chelsea Green. Very deserving. And I'm just very happy that we're treating the women wrestlers now not like we treated them in the Attitude Era. Because if I was talking about how women were treated in the Attitude Era, well, I might not get monetized for this video. So yeah, just very happy that they've come a long way and that they now have a division they can be proud of and mid-card titles that wrestlers can hold and just, onward and upward. Number 8, we're going to go and do the pivot. Let's just go right with a big one. The actual pivot of The Rock. He's about to main event with Roman Reigns and they pivot to Cody Rhodes. I have never seen WWE respond so quickly to fan backlash. We had Cody Rhodes give up his title shot to The Rock at SmackDown, and then by the time we got to Raw, we had a little segment, and then we had a press conference, and at that press conference, well, it all got reset back to what the fans wanted. #we want Cody. Now, you could argue that the Yes movement with Daniel Bryan, that kind of was a pivot from WWE creative, because Batista, he was going to be the main event in WrestleMania 30 against Randy Orton, but the fans were just so loud that, well, they kind of had to put Daniel Bryan in, and then he kind of had to win the whole shebang. But go back, and that took a very, very long time, and WWE didn't have any choice. But this time round, not even a week, not even 1 week, everything got reset back to normal. Triple H was like, I've been here before, I've seen this before. No, we are just going back to Cody finishing his story. Whether you like it or not, that's not the debate. The thing here is WWE showed for the first time ever that they are just so on tune with the pulse of social media and the WWE universe that they know they can see a bad idea or they can see potential hijackings of shows and that they can just switch on a dime right now. Bonus first time ever is Wrestle Chop, the YouTube channel. Yes, that's right. I started this in 2024, the first ever Wrestle Chop wrestling video, 2024. It started April 1st, actually. It was a long dormant video game channel that I had given up on, but through a lot of unique circumstances, I thought, why not? Why not try? try talking about my passion of wrestling. I'm so glad I did, because you guys, you girls are so beautiful. You enrich my life, allowing me to just talk wrestling. And I want to do that as a full-time job, my full-time gig. For real, I want to quit the day job, talk wrestling all day long. So I got to grow the channel. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to give away this belt. When I do that, though, then I'll do another contest. But let's focus on the 10,000 right now. How do you win it? Subscribe, hit the bell, maybe give a thumbs up if you could. But most importantly, you got to also, well, I guess equally important to subscribing, you got to comment below, because commenting is how I'm going to pick the winner. Random comment from a random video, I will pick on a live stream and give this belt away. This is an actual replica. Cost a decent chunk of change. I also got the Winged Eagle, the Smoking Skull, and the heavyweight belt. It's like, you know, the black background. Got that one too. Gonna give it away. 10,000 subscribers on my quest to quit my job. Number 7, I kind of wanted to do the Motor City Machine Guns and how quick they won the titles, like their 3rd match ever. But technically, you have singles wrestlers thrown together all the time, and they win the title their first match. So technically, I can't put the Motor City Machine Guns on the quickest tag team to ever win a title, but I kind of feel I should. Like, they're the quickest established tag team, not just because of an angle or like 2 main eventers having to get together, but we're not going to do it. Let's just forget that. We'll stick with the tag team, though, and for the first time ever, they broke up a tag team and act without even a single shot fired other than a verbal barrage that just tore asunder somebody's heart and emotion, and that person is Big E, and we're talking about the New Day. I have never ever seen a tag team break up in this manner. Now, maybe they were forced to because, well, they couldn't actually hurt Big E with a steel chair or anything, but this way was so much more visceral. The New Day just, like, laid into Big E. Oh, so you broke your neck. So what? Where were you for us with your broken neck? You know, all these other guys returned. Stone Cold, Edge, Kurt frickin' Angle. They all returned from a broken frickin' neck. Why can't you, Big E? Yeah, never seen a tag team like this. This was an actual first for me. Just watching, I was in disbelief. I still got my live reaction if you want to go check it out. But yeah, it was like, whoa. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. I've never seen a tag team broken up like that. Let's go to number 6. Number 6 is Speed titles. We'll go some more titles. The Speed titles were introduced. What's the Speed Championship? This is one that I don't really care about, but it is a first. And you have on Twitter, they have 3-minute or less matches, and they just, you know, they have tournaments and people fight for them. We had Ricochet as our first, then we had Andrade, and now Dragon Lee. But then they introduced a women's, but we're just going to keep these together. They introduced the women's, and that first champion was Candice LeRae. She's still your champion. It's just a way to get, I don't know, new audiences. WWE likes to reach out across social media platforms. I think it's good. I do think it's good, but I also kind of like, I don't know, I think it could be bad too, because just wrestlers losing in 3 minutes, title based around that, not for me. But if it brings new eyes to the product and new fans to the table, okay. And WWE doesn't really treat it like anything. Every once in a while something will happen because of the Speed tournament, but not really. They don't even bring the belt to tapings or whatnot. So, but it is still your number 7 first time ever Speed Championships on Twitter. Number 5 is the decibel meter for the crowds. The crowds are so hot that WWE has a decibel meter now to gauge how loud the crowds are. And this is because of Leon France Backlash 2024 was so red hot that it is like, wow. I gotta admit, back then I was kind of a little distracted by the crowd. I guess I was just an old man yelling at a cloud. But since then, I miss it. I miss the energy that France brought to Backlash, and they were so crazy awesome that they made the camera shake. Go back and look at Jey Uso's entrance with Yeet. All-timer. That is an all-timer entrance because of the France crowd. And then go back when AJ Styles is in the ring trying to look mean, but he can't because the crowd is so hyper that they're making the stadium and the cameras bounce. It was amazing. And that then introduced the crowd meter to see how loud these are and how loud the crowds are. And usually those are reserved for the foreign audiences, because I'll tell you what, America, even Canada, we need to learn how to get hyped like our foreign brethren and sisters, because wow, I want to experience a show with someone from France. I want to experience a show with someone in Dubai, because even in Saudi Arabia, they have started to really get invested and just go crazy. The first couple of crown jewels were really lame, but now the crowds are being just amazing and awesome. And then Scotland as well, everywhere. To be fair, kind of started in Puerto Rico with Backlash in 2023, but really France brought it to a whole nother level. And now we got this crowd meter. Yeah, amazing stuff. Let's do number 4 now, the Wyatt's debut. I don't know if I can, say it was a first, but it was the first of something. I don't know what, though. The Wyatt Sicks, they showed up on a Raw, and you go in the back, and the camera goes in the back. Everybody's laid out. Never seen something like this. Maybe this should be a list of never seen this before. But yeah, it was insane. We had Chad Gable, looked like he got shot in the head, and then everybody was laid out. And what was cool was earlier in the night, they showed gorilla position, because we had Drew McIntyre, he quit, he stormed out, the camera followed, and then we had Triple H and Drew McIntyre in gorilla, where all the production crew is, and then, they kind of leave because of that, but later in the night, well, then we have the Wyatt Sicks attack the gorilla position where production is and just lay them all out. Just laid them out. It was before I was streaming, so I don't really have a full reaction of it, but people were just like, whew, go back. You see the reactions. Everybody was just like, oh, this is the best thing ever. And I was weary. That the Wyatt Sicks would be too supernatural than creepy, and I don't like really supernatural, and so I was like, what is this? They just completely, are these people dead? I didn't know. So I'm putting it on as a first, but I don't know what really to call it. A first time ever, the entire WWE production crew was massacred. How about that? Number 3 is the double heel turn of Dominik Mysterio. Dirty Dom. He was a heel already, but then he did a double heel turn, became more heel by making out with Liv Morgan and further cementing his heel status. Usually, if you're going to turn on someone, if you're a heel, you turn face. If you're a face, you turn heel. But Dom turned heel into more heel. That was a first. Now, honestly, though, I didn't want to burst anyone's bubble, but it's actually kind of been done before. WrestleMania 15, Chyna was a heel, and she turned on Kane, right? She turned on Kane to side with Triple H, and everybody thought, oh, good, Triple H and Chyna are back together. But then later in the show, Triple H turns on X-Pac, and it's revealed that Chyna actually turned on Kane, and she just brought Triple H to the dark side. And so, yeah, it's kind of overlooked, but, that little tidbit aside, that Chyna actually turned more heel first, well, we'll just say Dom as a man, he, the first time that ever happened in that situation, turned more heel. Number 2, because these are kind of out of order, and I usually only do the number 1 spot as, the main big one, I guess number 2 kind of is a little lamer. I should have put it higher on the list, because I feel like lists should get better as they go down. But my lists are just the first. The last one is always the best one. But number 2 is King of the Ring now gets you championship matches at SummerSlam. I feel that this will add more to the King of the Ring, because, yeah, the King of the Ring is cool to have a crown, but if you're not gonna, make the crown completely alter your character like King Booker did, well, then there's really no point of being King of the Ring other than, well, I beat a bunch of people. But now, by making it a tournament that determines who is going to be in the main event of SummerSlam challenging for a world title, well, now it's on par with the Royal Rumble, because at one point, the first 3 Royal Rumbles that were on pay-per-view, back then it was called pay-per-view, they didn't really do anything either. So when Hogan won the Royal Rumbles, it was like, okay, cool, I won, I'm posing, that was it. But then when they added you could either win a championship or the right to main event WrestleMania for the championship, then the Royal Rumbles became something. Well, they now are applying that to King of the Ring. So 2024 saw the first time ever King of the Ring actually raised the stakes and became a kingmaker, if you will, to get a championship match at SummerSlam, and Gunther and Nia, well, they used that to their advantage. And the number one first thing that ever happened in 2024 is we had somebody main event 9 WrestleManias, breaking the all-time record previously held by Hulk Hogan. Roman Reigns came into WrestleMania 40, and he tied Hulk Hogan night 1 when he main evented WrestleMania with The Rock versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. And then on night 2, he broke the record, becoming a 9-time main eventer at WrestleMania. And it's fitting that he's number 1 because we acknowledge Roman Reigns as the greatest. Has to be. Is he the greatest of all time? I'm beginning to think he's the greatest of all time because, wow, this dude, 9 main events. That's insane. Main eventing WrestleMania 9 times. Hogan, he had 8, but Reigns is 9, and he still has some time left on his contract. He might make it 10 this year. Who knows? Maybe he'll do it again and he'll make it 11. I don't know. But yes, Roman Reigns is number 1 at 9 WrestleManias. That's crazy. His first one, let's see, he did this. It was WrestleMania 31, 32, 33, 34, 37, 38, 39. So it looks like he had a little bit of gap between 35, 36, but yeah, 37, 38, 39, and 40. Night 1, night 2, 9 main events. That's our tribal chief, and we acknowledge him, and we acknowledge 2024 as a year of first and a year of just glorious storytelling by Triple H. I am so happy and pleased with 2024. Did I miss any first-time evers? Please, if I did, put them in the comments below. Tell me what your favorite first-time ever was, and guys, girls, please, have a great day.